Well, I have arrived in the small town of Newcastle, Delaware. Neighborhoods are really beautiful right off the bat, aren't they? Let me show you a map real quick. You can see where I am. Very close to Wilmington, the state's biggest city. And then population, latest census, 5551. Yeah, so with that, let's take a look around. This is the Delaware River. Very windy day today, by the way. I don't know if you can see that bridge in the distance. That is crossing over into New Jersey, which is over here. And then Newcastle is right here. Yeah, I'm gonna head up into the downtown area. Get out of this wind. I'm wondering what this is. Newcastle and Frenchtown Railroad, built 1832, one of the first railroads in the country. In fact, it was the second railroad built in the country. And it began right here in this town and went to Maryland. Yeah, extended from this point to Frenchtown on the Elk River. That's in Maryland. I don't see a rail line here now, though. But anyway, yeah, I was going to tell you that as we explored. That's the ticket office, apparently. I got a little piece of the rail line left here. Looks like the rest of it is long gone. Interesting. Well, let's head up into the town here. I can tell you right off the bat that this town has an astounding 500 buildings and houses on the National Register. That's crazy, huh? Median age here is 46. Yeah, so the town's a little bit older. Let me give you the ethnic breakdown. 65% white, 28% black, 5% Hispanic, 1% Asian, the rest mixed or other. All right. Oh, there's a historic place right here. Let's go look. Landing place of William Penn. Near here, October 27, 1682. William Penn first stepped on American soil. Yeah, previous video I showed you the spot where he stepped onto Pennsylvania's soil, but that was only the second place. Right here is the very first place where he set foot on soil in the New World. Awesome, huh? All right, as we head up this way, here's the median household income, $92,565 a year. That's $1,780 a week. That's some pretty darn good money, isn't it? People aren't doing too bad here. Reflects in the poverty. Here it is, 3.4 overall. School-age children, 2%. 65 and older, 9%. All right, I'm walking up to Jessup's Tavern. This was built in 1674. Originally a private residence and then converted into a cooperage in 1724. It is a tavern and restaurant now. It's amazing, huh? All right, so let me give you cost of living real quick. 110. Yeah, that's pretty high. Utilities lowest here, 92. That's the only thing below 100. All right, now we're heading up into some really historic areas of the town. So let's go check it out. Now, if you think you might want to visit the area, this is a bed and breakfast built in 1860. Yeah, I want to show you the back of it first. Looks really nice, doesn't it? Yeah, I'll go up here and show you the front. Yeah, here's the front of the building. The Terry House, built 1860. Yeah. This is, I guess you would say, main square, perhaps. That building there is the Newcastle County Courthouse. That was built in 1730. It's incredible, huh? That is Georgian architecture. Georgian architecture is architecture developed, I want to say, 1700s into the 1800s, named after the 4 King Georges of England, who ruled over that period. Ruled England, of course. Man, that's something else, isn't it? Yeah, there's the courthouse. It's on the green. This park here, laid out by Petrus Stuyvesant, Dutch governor, 1655. On this green stood the old jail and gallows. Here were held the great fairs and weekly markets from early times. Absolutely amazing. The town was settled in 1651 by the Dutch West India Company. Of course, they pushed out some Native Americans to do that. They were here first. But anyway, settled by the Europeans in 1651. And of course, as you know, William Penn came here first, went up to Chester, PA, which I showed you in the previous video, and then he went on to found Philadelphia. We're going to have to go look at that church, aren't we? Yeah, let's go take a look. Wow, look at this. That is a library. The Newcastle Library, 1812, 1891. I would recommend a visit if you're able, because you can just kind of wander around the town here. It's not huge, and at least this time of the year, there's not hordes and crowds of people, so it's really nice to visit. I guess because I've become old, I just don't like being in crowds. What can I say? This is the way I like it. Yeah, I'm on the outside of this church. This wall is built around it. You can see we're in for something very old. You can just feel the history here. Of course, see it. Look at the road here. It's been like that since probably the 1600s. Looks like the entrance to this church is right here. What's it say? Immanuel Protestant Church, founded 1689, erected 1703. Wow. Oh, this is well over 300 years old. In memory of Lydia Israel. She departed this life September 4, 1799. Oh, only 1 month old. That's really sad, isn't it? It's like another baby here. Departed this life 1887, aged 16 months. Check out this one. In memory of Mary Ross, who departed this life April 30, 1784, 24 years old. Wow. Well, I'm going to guess we can't go inside. I see a lock on the door. Oh, guess we can. All right, let me take my hat off. It's really an interesting design for a church, isn't it? That's where the pastor or the preacher does the sermon. I've got side pews, and of course the one straight back here. It's beautiful, isn't it? Looks like they have people buried here. The remains of the Reverend Robert Clay, interned here, born 18th October 1749, died 27th, 1831. December 1831. Yeah, it's right here. Here I want to show you this one. In memory of, is it Erasmus Jackson, a native of Ireland. Departed this life March 18, 1800, aged 33 years. He was beloved in life and lamented in death. Also here lieth the body of Elizabeth, wife of Erasmus Jackson, daughter of James and Jane McCullough, departed this life 1818 in July, in the 42nd year of her age. And at her request was buried in the same grave with her husband. That is romantic, isn't it? All right, well, I'm wondering what this is. Whatever that is. It's been sitting here a long time. Oh, here's a placard. These stones were sleepers in the Newcastle and Frenchtown Railroad, completed in 1831. The first railroad in Delaware, and one of the first in the United States. Erected by the commissioners of the old courthouse in 1915. Okay. Awesome. I think I'm going to have to disagree with Wayne and Garth. This place is really beautiful and really interesting. Newcastle Common. This land is part of a tract of 1,000 acres set apart by William Penn in 1701 for the inhabitants of the town of Newcastle. Trustees were appointed and incorporated by Penn's heirs in 1764, whose successors still hold and manage the land. I'm going to guess this is a statue of William Penn. It is. I'm really interested in this building. The way you can walk through the middle of it like this. What is the reasoning behind it? I'm sure someone knows. Why are you able to just walk through the middle of it like this? Something to do with horses, I'm guessing? Does anybody know? Really interesting building. Yeah, I have no idea what this is. Somebody help us out, who knows? Alright, so that is Town Hall, or the Mayor's office, as they call it here. I'll show you this house. Amstel House and Gardens. This was built in 1730. Man, that is old, isn't it? Yeah, let's check out some houses over here. That is something, isn't it? Let me give you the median home value here. $262,100. Give you just a little bit more of a look at the housing here. How about this purple house up here? Alright, I was looking for this, finally found it. This is the old Dutch house. This was built in 1680. 1680. That is crazy. I believe it's the oldest home still standing in the city. Looks like we can go to the backyard here, so let's check it out. Of course, that air conditioner probably wasn't here, but everything else looks like what it might have looked. What, 340 something years ago? The architecture is quite fascinating. Some of these places. I mean, you look at this house right here, and you can tell this is very old. It looks pretty small, huh? Just square, 2 stories. But then you get to the side, there's a lot more back there. It's actually quite big. Now, I don't know anything about this house, but I mean, that's 1800's, right? Would you guess? Another thing that's pretty neat is they've got these little walkways in between the houses. Yeah, so you can walk to the next street. I've come back here because I saw a cat run in this direction. I want to get a cat sighting. Looks like... Oh, wait a minute. Is it going to happen? Aha! Cat sighting. He's having a staring contest with me. Who's going to win? Who's going to win? Yeah, he's going to win. You win, fella. And not unexpectedly, lots of American flags. Well, all right, guys, I have entered the town of Middletown. The town of Middletown. That's a lot of towns, isn't it? Middletown, Delaware. Let's see, I'm about to hit a stoplight, so while I'm there, here's a map so you can see where I am in the state. Here's the population history. Wow. Year 2000, 6161. Last census, over 23,000. That is some serious growth. This is the fastest growing town or city in the state. Most likely because it's, I would think anyway, a bedroom community for Wilmington, possibly even Philadelphia. Neither one are that far away. All right, well, we're in the heart of downtown now, and it looks pretty amazing. Yeah, I'm going to have to get out foot and get a closer look at all this. Looks like I'm about through it now. Yeah, so, wow, there's some amazing looking stuff here. Yeah, let me turn around and get this vehicle parked, and we'll take a closer look. I don't know how old that is. It looks like Italianate architecture. This town has got a hustle and bustle to it, that's for sure. It's not quiet here at all. Median age here is 38. So 1 year younger than the U.S. median age of 39. Show you some of the fantastic buildings. Look at that town barber shop across the street. That is pretty awesome. Let's see. Let me give you the ethnic breakdown real quick. 55% white, 28% black, 6% Hispanic, 6% Asian, remaining mixed race or other. Did you see the movie Dead Poets Society, the one that starred Robin Williams? It was filmed here in this town. That's called Inspirational Alley. Well, let's see what's going on. Well, let me give you the median household income. You ready? Here it is. $115,252 a year. Woo! That's some pretty serious money, isn't it? $22.16 a week. Much higher than the state of Delaware. $82,855 a year. Yeah, so they're making some pretty good money here in Middletown. This is not a poor place. And that is reflected in the poverty rates. Here they are. 7%. Overall, school-age children 8%, 65 and older 2%. That is very low. You're doing okay if you're retirement age here. Yeah, I saw this Everett Theater coming in. That looks pretty cool, doesn't it? Beautiful old theater, still in operation. Now this structure I did not want to miss. This is Church on Main. This was built in 1850. And I believe it still holds services to this day. What, 170 years later? It's amazing, isn't it? Do you think we can go in? I don't think so. There's a lock here. You know, I always like to check. Nah, it's locked. Well, that's a bummer. I would have liked to see the inside of that. Here's the cost of living. $117. Woo! That's high. You're going to have some money to live here. Delaware is a 108, so it's higher than the state. Healthcare lowest at 99. Again, that is something you don't see very often. That is an absolutely beautiful house. It is a business now. All right, well, I'm away from the madness. That is that downtown. Jeez. It's crazy. I was reading that many of the residents, the old-time residents here, are not crazy about all the crazy or all the explosive growth. And that's one of the main reasons right there. Traffic. Can't blame them for that. You know? Well, I'm a bit surprised to see something like this here. A couple of houses that are not in incredible shape. Of course, with explosive growth, you see a lot of cookie cutter style housing coming into town. I was seeing this here. It's nice enough, but they all kind of look the same, don't they? It's not the same as old neighborhood homes like these here, all of which look very different from one another. Yeah, these are so much better, in my opinion. Beautiful old houses. Look at that one right there. Well, what do you guys think the median home value is? As you look at some of the houses here in the town. Do you want to take a wild guess? Well, you know what? I'll just tell you. Are you ready for it? $399,500. Woo! That is higher than the state of Delaware's. Delaware's is a little over $326,000. Yeah, it's a real nice town. But if you want to live here, it's going to cost you. All right, well, crime. Last year, 21 incidents per 1,000 people. So So a little bit lower than the U.S. crime rate of 23. I am making my way into the small city. Man, I'm losing my voice. The small city of Smyrna, Delaware. Let me pull over here and show you a map, because this downtown is so pretty. Anyway, here's the map. You can see where I am in Delaware. And population history. Man, my voice, guys. Peak population, last census, 12,883. Yeah, this town is growing. I don't show you places like that very often, do I? But you're going to see that here in Delaware. I don't know if you've seen the Wayne's World movie, but there's a funny scene where they're in front of a green screen and they're joking about places that they can visit via green screen. And they go to exciting places like New York and Hawaii and then Texas. And then they go, now we can magically transport ourselves to Delaware. We're in Delaware. Delaware, is it an interesting, fascinating place to visit? I saw this house earlier. I wanted to show it to you. Wow, huh? What a beautiful home. How old do you think that is? Yeah, you can see the street is just lined with beautiful homes. All right, so anyway, yeah, I'm going to go back into downtown, get on foot, and we'll see what's interesting there. But I mean, these houses, oh, that's a duplex there. Still, look at that house. Man, that is something. All right, let's get out on foot. Of course, Delaware, as you may or may not know, is the first state. That's right, the first U.S. state to ratify the Constitution. My voice sounds really bad, doesn't it? I don't feel like I'm sick. I feel fine. I don't know what's going on with my voice, guys. Sorry. Anyway, I wanted to show you the Smyrna Opera House. It's right here. It was built in 1870. It is on the National Register, as you can well imagine. It is said that it is haunted, mostly of Revolutionary and Civil War soldiers. See if I can back up here, get a look at it. That is Second Empire architecture. You can tell by that roof line. So that is French, Napoleon era. It's really cool walking down the street. Now, this is the main street of the town. I feel like I've been transported into the late 1700s. I mean, this is not what downtown you see all over the country that I show you looks like, does it? It just looks very colonial. It's quite awesome and very beautiful. As I kind of walk through here, I'll give you some numbers. Median age here is 34, by the way. It's pretty young. Younger than the U.S., median age of 39. Let me do the ethnic breakdown. I'll stop and do that. 55% white, 30% black, 9% Hispanic, 3% Asian, 3% mixed race or other. That's the library. I thought it was the post office at first, but it is the library. Here's the median household income. $70,473 a year. That's $13.55 a week. Not too bad, huh? So how's poverty? Pretty good. 8.8 overall. School-age children, 9%. 65 and older, 5%. We don't see numbers like that very often, do we? And cost of living, ooh, it's a bit high, 106. Housing's the highest at 117. That's the opposite of what I usually show you, isn't it? Yeah, housing's going to be pretty steep here. We'll get to that in a bit. Healthcare lowest? That's very rare, 99. Okay. Well, I'm pretty much through the downtown. Look at that beautiful old building there. I mean, seriously, take these paved roads out, make it dirt, and some wagons, horse pulled, and it would very much feel like a time long ago. All right, well, there's the post office. And, well, I'm not sure what this is. City Hall, perhaps? It is. Yeah. Town Hall, Smyrna. That's beautiful. And I get people asking to show schools. All right, here is one of the schools here, the intermediate school, it says. Of course, the sun's shining right in the camera. I'm not sure if you can see it. There's a really interesting looking church up here. I was going to take a quick look at it. Yeah, it's green. That is really unusual looking, isn't it? Wow. Smyrna is named after the ancient Greek city. It's no longer in Greece, though. Smyrna is in Turkey now. The whole town is considered haunted, by the way, not just the Opera House. I'm going to give you median home value here in just a second. I just wanted to show you some of the houses before I did that, so you can see for yourself what we're looking at here, which is amazing. Goodness gracious, huh? What a town. All right, well, here's the median home value, $273,400. Yeah, that's pretty pricey, isn't it? That's still lower than most of the rest of the U.S. Although, all right, well, I checked crime. I was a bit surprised. The crime rate last year here, 27 incidents per 1,000 people. That compares to 23 for the U.S. So it's not crazy high, but it was a little bit higher than I thought it would be. All right, everyone, so that's going to be the end of this visit to Delaware. And Nicole's visit with her family's just about over with, so we will be heading west on our way back to Dallas. We will be stopping in Kentucky and Missouri. Going to do videos in both of those places. And then once we're back in Dallas, we will stay pretty close to the Dallas area for the Christmas season. So we'll be doing videos in rural Oklahoma, Texas, and New Mexico. And I found some really interesting out of the way small towns in all those states to visit. So that's all coming up. Oh, and by the way, Nicole, now that her family visit's done, will be in the next probably every video for the rest of the year. So, yeah, that's it. We will see you guys in all those places coming up.